Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
With a multi-million investment of the Georgian-Slovak holding company, Gino Holding, and Slovakian EXIM Bank, a new four-star hotel, Gino Aquamarine, was opened on the Tbilisi Sea. The hotel, the construction area which exceeds 17,000 square meters, is located in the resort area of the largest water park in Eastern Europe, Gino Paradise. In light of this large investment, our analyst, Georgy Aronia, had the chance to meet the chair of the EXIM Bank's board, Marian Janocko, and talk to him about the investment and EXIM Bank's involvement in Georgia.
Mr. Janočko, thank you very much for being with us and answering our questions today.
Thank you very much for being here.
Mr. Janočko, you represent EXIM Bank from Slovakia. It is my understanding that EXIM Bank is a drastically different type of bank compared to regular commercial banking institutions. Could you elaborate a bit what type of deals you go to and how you operate in general?
Thank you very much for the question. First of all, I would like to emphasize that it's a great honor to be here in Georgia for first time. So thank you very much to Mr. Georgadze to having us here, and we are very pleased to be here. In connection with the EXIM Bank, yes, as you mentioned, we are like a specialized financial institution, not a classical bank. In connection with the legal frameworks, I would tell that it's a classical export credit agency according to the consensus of OECD, and we are regulated within the consensus and within our legal regulation in Slovakia, and usually our main focus is to promote and help exporters to expand to different territories in the world.
So what is the relation between EXIM Bank and traditional commercial banks in Slovakia?
Yeah, it's a great question. We see ourselves as complementary to the traditional commercial banking sector, and we try to be not a competitors, but a partners. There's a lot of products and a lot of instances and a lot of deals when we can be complementary to each other, and therefore we try to cooperate. Our first steps in connection with the banks and with the partnerships with the bank, we would like to have, let's say, a memorandum with each of the bank here in Slovakia, and try to find the sweet spots where we can take some risk which they cannot take, but at the same time they can export, we can promote our exporters to different territories. So basically, we take commercial banks as our partners, not as competitors.
So we're here in Gino Aquamarine Hotel, which was built by Gino Holding. You mentioned Mr. Nodar Georgadze. As I understand, this hotel was built with the help of EXIM Bank, Slovakian EXIM Bank. What could you say about this deal, and could you share some details?
Yes. Yes, we financed the construction of this hotel, and it seems that it will be a very good success story, and we are really looking forward to it. And I think behind all the stories usually are like personal connections. So we found in Mr. Georgadze that he's a respectful person, and we believe that he can build this. We have a long-standing relationship with him, and that's why we said yes to this deal. Of course, this deal had the normal business case. We evaluated it, and we are very happy that we have the cooperation with Mr. Georgadze.
Is it your first investment in Georgia?
No, but with Mr. Georgadze, we financed also the aquapark before.
Okay. Could you? So the deal with the aquapark is your first deal. I mean, okay. Are you planning to invest in other areas in Georgia too?
Yes.
Could you share some details?
There are ongoing discussions, but we have more open projects here in Georgia, and I think Mr. Georgadze is quite an door opener here in Georgia. So I believe that we will have more deals here, and we are very much looking forward to it.
Given that you entered our country with an investment, how would you rate the investment climate here?
We evaluated, of course, on this also, because that's the standard of our evaluation process, and we evaluate it as a good business climate. Yeah.
And lastly, in your opinion, what could be done to strengthen the relationships between Slovakia and Georgia? I mean, trade relations and social relations and all the ties that could exist between two countries.
That's a great question, and we can do a lot. And I think that, for example, we already agreed with Mr. Gergadze that we will make an export club in April, and it will be like a lot of attendees, companies, exporters, importers from Georgia and also from Slovakia. And I think this kind of personal relationships will make a lot of more deals between our countries. And I think if countries and nations make trade between each other, I think they get also closer to each other. And I think this will establish also a long-standing relationship between nations.
Well, thank you very much, and I certainly hope so that your investment here in Georgia will bring additional investments in the future, and then our two countries will be friendlier towards each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.